Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will Finn lose support for Luna, and will Taylor and Ridge support Steffy's divorce? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, B&B, Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, may end up supporting Steffy Forrester's divorce. When the truth about Luna Nozawa is revealed, will Steffy's parents stop supporting John Finn Finnegan? Although Steffy and Finn's marriage has had some significant challenges, Ridge and Taylor are happy that she has found a devoted man who has consistently saved her. The last time Finn saved a life, he rescued Steffy from Luna's captivity. Taylor and Ridge are undoubtedly relieved that Finn hasn't cheated on them yet, at least not after all of Liam Spencer's hesitancy. I hope that Logan's pursuit of Finn was not returned so that it won't be a point of contention. However, because of all the Sheila Sharp issues over the past 4 years, Finn has a lot of family baggage. According to B&B spoilers, Ridge and Taylor will become increasingly concerned once the Luna paternity scandal comes up. Will Ridge and Taylor conclude they can't continue to be members of Team Finn? Would Steffy's parents conclude that she would be happier with Liam as a result of this? Given this situation, it is understandable that Ridge and Taylor could decide not to support Finn and Steffy's marriage. When it comes to their tolerance level for their daughter's relationship, Taylor and Ridge may be pushed over the brink by this Luna news. Naturally, Ridge and Taylor may ultimately decide they don't want Steffy to be with Liam again. Steffy may be urged to find another attractive person to spend her future with by Taylor and Ridge, who may argue that there are plenty of other attractive people out there. In any case, Finn's destiny with Steffy's family pressuring her to have a divorce may be sealed if he decides to get back in touch with Luna. Stay tuned for additional predictions on the fallout from Luna's paternity updates, as spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Ridge and Taylor will be devastated by what lies ahead. After their mutual betrayal, will Ridge and Brooke get back together? Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan's prospects are not looking good. The two appeared to have made a commitment to one another that their relationship would last forever only a short while ago, but their future today appears to be very different. Despite Ridge's constant reminders, Brooke doesn't seem to understand how betrayed he feels. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke's big error. By accepting the CEO post at Forrester Creations, where he formerly worked, Ridge believes his Logan has betrayed the family. Brooke's daughter, Hope Logan, and his old best friend, Carter Walton, have taken over the business, which is terrible enough, but Ridge feels that Brooke's involvement with them is a betrayal. Ridge doesn't believe Brooke's insistence that she took the CEO job to try to persuade Carter to return the business. His ego is too damaged to support Brooke's scheme, even if he does believe it. Since she can't hear what the alleged love of her life is saying, their conversations seem pointless. Rather, Brooke continues to minimize his emotions and dismiss the truth. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge was unable to return to Taylor quickly enough. It seems as though Ridge takes advantage of every chance to find himself in the bed of his ex-wife, Taylor Hayes. Given that Ridge and Taylor began re-establishing their future together less than 72 hours after Brooke's betrayal, this time around may set a new record. It begs the question of how much he truly loves Brooke, or if his love is heightened by the devotion of any woman. Ridge was reprimanded by Brooke for going back to Taylor, but she also downplays the incident. "They'll move past it," she says repeatedly, but why would she want to? Everything revolves around Ridge's desires, so why is Brooke now prepared to make do with him? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, the same triangle for 30 years. We always seem to wind up right here, regardless of how many times Ridge and Brooke break up or how much Taylor claims she has learned her lesson and won't go back to her ex. For a man who probably doesn't deserve either, these two ladies are constantly paired against one another. Will Ridge run back to Brooke, in your opinion? How long do you think it will take him to break up with Taylor and return to Brooke's bead? Or perhaps that is the true question. What are your hopes for the future? Hope is shocked, Finn's marriage is in jeopardy, and Steffy's world spins out. According to teasers for the week of February 17th to 21st on The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finn Finnegan is dealing with the possibility that his marriage is in jeopardy, while Steffy Forrester's world might come to an end. Let's talk about some significant B&B advancements, since I hope Logan will also have a shock. Finn must first determine whether to proceed with his paternity disclosure to Luna Nozawa. Finn has been adamant about Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, thus far, and he plans to tell Steffy that he is Luna's biological father. Steffy would be furious to find out that Finn fathered Luna and had an affair with Poppy all those years ago if he follows through on his confession plan. Having yet another criminal family member who has caused chaos will cause Finn's marriage to fall apart. Will Steffy's struggles with Finn's birth mother, Sheila Sharp, be exacerbated by the fact that Luna is his daughter? Finn will continue to worry about it as this plot develops for the February sweeps. The attempts of Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, to woo Carter Walton away from Hope and eventually re-establish Forrester control must also be discussed. Will Daphne provide Hope with some breathtaking updates after Brooke Logan unearths some significant hints that she is collaborating with Steffy on her ambitious scheme? Hope may eventually discover Steffy's plans and begin preparing a counterattack. Could Brooke's backing of Steffy's plan alter his long-held desire for a reconciliation with Ridge Forrester? In the end, Brooke might decide to distance herself from Ridge, which might cause her to give up on trying to make amends for the Forresters as well. In any event, Steffy and Daphne's scheme is going to go awry, therefore we'll be providing you with more predictions on all the exciting news that lies ahead. Steffy might think her life is going out of control because of this possible business loss and the Luna chaos at home. Stay closely to the CBS soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful, since spoilers indicate that the week of February 17th to 21st will be filled with surprises and upheavals. Luna begs with Bill, and Poppy begs with Finn. After Steffy recalled her terrible summer, which we only saw 6 months ago, spoilers for Wednesday, February 12, 2025's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful hint at a day with some story progress. Joy to heartache? The show can now focus on what is happening now that Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, has completed telling her parents what happened to her last summer, which they already knew. The fact that Steffy's husband fathered his aunt's child when he was essentially a child himself still shocks him. On their anniversary night, he made an attempt to tell Steffy but was unsuccessful. Poppy Nozawa, who is pleading with Finn to protect their secret, is relieved to hear the news. Poppy recently reconnected with her sister. Prior to everything blowing up in her face, she wants to savor that familial relationship. If Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, finds out that Finn and Poppy had sex in her home while her son was just 18, she will undoubtedly go crazy. Poppy must first locate Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, but she is unsure about her reaction. It's incredible how someone who should be incarcerated may pass away. Luna desires Poppy. It turns out that Luna wants to talk to Poppy, and Poppy wants to talk to Luna. When she implores Dollar Bill Spencer to help her visit her mother, he reminds her of the regulations. No one is supposed to know that she lives in Bill's enormous mansion while under house arrest. Luna is adamant about seeing and speaking with Poppy regardless of the consequences. She is still determined to find out who her father is, even though she is certain that Tom Starr is not. Will Bill cave in, or is Luna going to plot a spectacular escape? Since Luna is obviously a competent young woman who almost got away with killing 2 people, nothing will stop her from finding Poppy. Luna should exercise caution when making wishes. Finn is terrified by the Luna discovery. Have he and Hayes shared Sheila's malevolent gene? Updates and teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful hint that John Finn Finnegan is shaken for multiple reasons by his new revelation that Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, is his daughter. He must now question whether he and Hayes Finnegan had Sheila Sharp's malevolent gene, in addition to the fact that Poppy Nozawa deceived him. Like a grandma or a grandchild? The thought of how much Luna is like Sheila affects Finn, despite the fact that he has never harbored any nasty or twisted thoughts or been tempted to kill. Despite Sheila's claims that they have all rejected her, Finn has heard many tales about his half-siblings and some of the Sheila-like things they have done in the past. Finn has also heard a lot of stories about Sheila's personal history, including her time in Los Angeles and Genoa City, Wisconsin, as well as her self-amputation of her toe, which he discovered. The memory of Luna locking his beloved wife Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes would, in a cage, where she would have perished if he hadn't discovered her, haunts him. Could he and Hayes have inherited Sheila's wicked gene if granddaughter Luna is similar to her grandmother Sheila in the past? In a family, genes do not only run in one gender. Finn is aware that genes are not inherited in a single gender. While physical genetic disorders may prefer one sex over the other, what about mental illnesses? Borderline personality disorder, schizophrenia, and bipolar illness in all of its forms can all be inherited or have a genetic component. However, based on what he has heard about his birth mother, his maternal grandmother was not bad and was a victim of Sheila. Can the propensity for criminal action or evil pass too? However, his maternal grandpa Gregory Carter, an uncast character, was rude and abusive to Sheila Carter, Marilyn Alex, Molly Carter, Marilyn Alex, and her sister Sarah Carter Smythe, Tracy E. Bregman. Could Sheila's wicked gene have originated from him? If so, does it mean Finn and Hayes could also have it? It poisoned Sheila's psyche so severely as a young child. This situation does not fit the nature versus nurture theory. Despite his intense anger towards Poppy for denying him his daughter for so long, Finn understands that the nature versus nurture argument isn't relevant in this case. Luna has attributed her misbehavior to her peculiar background, which included her mother's several lovers and her insecure, itinerant upbringing, but her misbehavior isn't typical. As far as Finn is aware, Luna was not abused or molested by any of Poppy's partners, and she was not experiencing psychosis. While Luna, regrettably, would fit that description, Sheila blamed her violent father. Poppy, on the other hand, may have slept around a lot, but she is not a monster. Does this imply that Sheila, Sarah, and a few of Finn's half-sisters from Sheila all inherited Gregory Carter's evil? Did it go through Finn and reach Hayes, given that Luna is his daughter and exhibits a great deal of Sheila's kind of evil? Here's who should really sweep Taylor off her feet on Bold and the Beautiful explores Taylor's inner life, her past, and the traits that make him the ideal man for her. It also explains why many fans think Ridge Forrester is the ideal choice, because of his timeless appeal and passion. Taylor, whose beauty is equaled only by the depth of her emotional endurance and her unrelenting dedication to family and legacy, has long been one of the most fascinating and complex women on Bold and the Beautiful. She has negotiated a maze of tumultuous relationships, betrayals, and heartaches throughout the years, always coming out on the other side with a fresh sense of resolve and purpose. But beyond the polished exterior and the self-assured smile is a heart that longs for real, steadfast love, a love that may make her fall in love again and give her hope that a happy ending is possible. For a lot of fans, there has been constant discussion on who should be the one to do just that. Longtime followers of Bold and the Beautiful agree that Ridge Forrester is the man who most possesses the traits required to win Taylor's heart, despite the fact that the show has presented us with a variety of fascinating and captivating men. With his legendary past and the unmistakable charm that has characterized the Forrester family's legacy, Ridge embodies the pinnacle of unwavering devotion and tough charm, a man who, in spite of all the hardships life has thrown at him, has never forgotten what it means to genuinely love and protect the people he cares about. Developed over years of mutual successes and setbacks, his relationship with Taylor has withstood adversities that most partnerships could never withstand. Ridge represents continuity and promise for Taylor, whose heart has been broken by betrayals and whose trust has been repeatedly put to the test. Ridge's constant, unshakable presence provides a safe haven in a world where deception and ephemeral passion frequently cast a shadow over love. It serves as a reminder that true love perseveres, despite insurmountable obstacles. There has always been a smoldering mixture of passion, respect for one another, and an almost predestined bond between Taylor and Ridge that is evident in every touch and look. Their connection has developed over the years via intensely vulnerable moments and heated arguments, with each new chapter deepening their already strong bond. Many people think Ridge is the best person to win Taylor over again because of his capacity to be both a rock and a haven for her. He has seen both her strength and her suffering. He has seen the woman who has battled so valiantly to preserve her dignity in the face of unending hardship. And Ridge has never wavered in his conviction that their love story is one that is meant for a second, more meaningful chance at redemption, despite the difficulties and unavoidable entanglements of their entwined past. However, the issue of who should truly win Taylor over is not just one of romantic nostalgia, it's also about growing as a couple and accepting change while respecting the past. Taylor, who has always been an independent person, has developed in ways that call for a partner who can match her level of emotional intensity and intellectual curiosity. Ridge has often shown that he is capable of meeting that task with his unique blend of traditional charm and contemporary sensibility. His life, which is characterized by both victories and devastating setbacks, is a reflection of the complexity of Taylor's own path, which is characterized by the pursuit of both passion and purpose. Ridge has a dominating yet kind demeanor when he walks into a room. He radiates a calm assurance that befits years of experience and a profound comprehension of what is important in life. Many fans feel that his special combination of power and sensitivity qualifies him to be the one to eventually win Taylor over in a way that goes beyond simple physical attraction and speaks to the very essence of her. Of course, there are no easy answers in the world of Bold and the Beautiful. Every character in this soap opera has multiple facets, and every interaction is filled with secrets and unsaid history due to the show's rich tapestry of emotional complexity and intrigue. Though old wounds may be revived and new suitors may surface in this complex network, few have had as lasting an impact on Taylor as Ridge. Contrasting sharply with the sporadic infatuations that have peppered her past are his unwavering determination in the face of hardship, his readiness to fight for their shared history, and his capacity for unconditional love. Not only is Taylor blown away by Ridge, but she is also taken to a new level of emotional comprehension where every obstacle is faced with a mutual determination to conquer it. Ridge's appeal lies not just in his tough demeanor or his colorful past, but also in his capacity to look behind the facade that society imposes on everyone and connect with the genuine selves of those he cares about. This is both a relief and a revelation for Taylor, whose life has frequently been characterized by the battle to be true to herself in the face of chaos. She finds a haven in Ridge's arms, free from the demands and lies that so frequently permeate her life, where she may be who she truly is. He consistently demonstrates his willingness to put their love above all else, even if it means confronting the demons of his own history, through his actions, which can range from a tender touch in times of crisis to a firm stand in the face of betrayal. By doing this, he gives Taylor hope for a time when love will not be a transient diversion but rather a strong, enduring force capable of curing even the most severe wounds. The dilemma of who should truly win Taylor over has evolved from a simple personal preference to a symbol of hope and a call to action for those who believe in the transformational power of love in the unfolding drama of Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge Forrester epitomizes the kind of love that is both passionate and tenacious because of his extraordinary capacity to withstand life's turbulence and come out on the other side with his heart intact. He serves as a reminder to Taylor that, despite the world's uncertainties, there is hope for atonement and for a love that is both enduring and transforming. This is the story that most appeals to viewers of the show, that despite all the heartache and betrayal, there is still a chance for genuine, long-lasting connection. A chance for Ridge to once more win Taylor over and lead her into a future full of promise and the kind of unwavering love that can get through even the worst of times. In the end, the debate about who should win Taylor over on Bold and the Beautiful is a celebration of the kind of unconventional romance, one based on respect for one another, a shared past, and an unwavering dedication to overcoming obstacles in life together. Ridge Forrester is the epitome of that ideal, with his timeless charm and unwavering spirit. He is the man most qualified to take Taylor to the depths of emotional happiness that she so richly deserves because of his unwavering devotion to her, his capacity to see past appearances to the core of who she really is, and his readiness to fight for a love that is as enduring as it is passionate. And it is this vision of true, unwavering love that keeps audiences enthralled and gives them hope for a future in which love, in all its complicated glory, will always triumph over adversity in the complex, constantly changing world of Bold and the Beautiful, where every glance contains 1,000 unsaid words and every heartbeat is tense. I've combined psychological conflict, familial demands, and the repercussions of Finn's silence on the Bold and the Beautiful into a single, cohesive story about his mistake. Finn's silence, once a protective shield, had morphed into a suffocating weight that threatened to crush everything he held dear, and as he sat in the dim light of his office late one night, the gravity of his mistake became painfully clear. For years, he had chosen to remain quiet about the explosive truth surrounding Luna's paternity, a secret that had festered in the shadows of his heart, growing into an ever-present specter that haunted his every waking moment, and in doing so, he had inadvertently sown the seeds of doubt, betrayal, and heartache that now imperiled his marriage with Steffy and left his family teetering on the brink of ruin. For silence, as he was beginning to understand, was not the noble act of protection he had once believed it to be, but rather a self-inflicted wound that eroded trust and intimacy from the inside out. Every day that Finn chose to conceal the truth, he allowed the lie to become more deeply entrenched, a festering secret that not only isolated him from Steffy's unwavering love but also created an unbridgeable chasm between the man he was and the father he could be. And as the repercussions of his inaction rippled through the delicate fabric of their lives, he found himself haunted by memories of better times, moments when honesty and vulnerability had once forged an unbreakable bond between him and Steffy, a bond now marred by the corrosive effects of omission and fear, until one day, as Steffy's eyes grew heavy with suspicion and her gentle inquiries turned to pointed accusations, Finn realized that his silence was not safeguarding his loved ones but was instead becoming the catalyst for a betrayal far more painful than any spoken word could ever be. The tension in their home had become palpable, with Steffy's once unwavering trust now laced with uncertainty and a bitter undercurrent of resentment that threatened to shatter the very foundation of their marriage, and every time he caught her gaze, he saw in it the painful question of "How could you keep something so important from me?" echoing silently between them, a silent indictment of the self-imposed secrecy that had led him to this point. And it was not just Steffy who suffered. Luna, the innocent child caught in the crossfire of adult choices, was being robbed of the chance to know her true identity, to understand the complex web of emotions that defined her existence, and Finn's silence, meant to spare her pain, was instead robbing her of the truth that could set her free. The longer he remained mute, the more the lies compounded, turning into a labyrinth of half-truths that not only complicated his own internal struggle but also allowed outside forces, rivals and opportunists alike, to exploit the vulnerability of his silence, further destabilizing the tenuous equilibrium that once existed within his family. And as whispers of his reticence began to circulate among those closest to him, Finn felt the crushing weight of regret pressing down on his soul. For every moment he had spent in quiet denial had been a moment stolen from the chance to build a future on a foundation of honesty and mutual respect, and with each passing day, the risk of irreversible damage grew, until one fateful evening when a confrontation erupted, a moment when Steffy, no longer willing to be deceived by evasive glances and empty reassurances, demanded the truth in a torrent of raw emotion that left Finn trembling, exposed, and utterly alone in the aftermath of his silence. It was in that heart-wrenching exchange that Finn realized the true cost of his inaction. His silence had allowed doubt to take root in Steffy's heart, and as she recounted the moments of inexplicable distance, the subtle shifts in his demeanor, and the unspoken words that had long filled the spaces between them, he saw not just the pain of betrayal, but the deep-seated sorrow of a woman who had once believed in the power of their love to overcome any obstacle, only to find that his quiet complicity had become the very instrument of their undoing. And in that moment of shattering clarity, Finn's desperate plea to remain silent transformed into a piercing awareness that every secret kept was a scar inflicted upon the people he cherished most, a wound that, if left untreated, would fester into a chasm too wide to bridge, leaving his marriage in tatters and his own soul forever marred by the echoes of regret. He recalled the times when his silence had been his refuge, a place where he believed that withholding the truth might shield him from pain, preserve the delicate balance of his life, and protect his family from the harsh realities of a world that thrived on betrayal. And yet, as he sat there with the weight of his mistakes pressing upon him, he understood that the protective barrier he had built was nothing more than an illusion, a fragile construct that crumbled under the force of time and the relentless pursuit of truth by those who refused to be deceived. And with that realization came the gut-wrenching knowledge that his mistake in staying quiet had set into motion a chain reaction of consequences that could not be undone. For the silence that had once seemed so harmless had become a force that threatened to dismantle the very essence of his relationships, leaving behind only the bitter remnants of a life defined by missed opportunities and unspoken apologies. And as Finn grappled with the magnitude of his error, the room seemed to close in around him, the walls echoing with the ghostly whispers of all that might have been if he had only chosen to speak, if he had only let the truth be known, for in the end, his silence was not an act of preservation but an act of betrayal against Steffy, against Luna, and against the very ideals of trust and love that he had once held sacred, and in that painful, soul-crushing moment, Finn realized that the mistake he had made by staying quiet on the bold and the beautiful was not just a personal failing, but a wound inflicted upon the fabric of his family, one that would require years of healing, forgiveness, and hard-won redemption to ever hope to repair, leaving him to wonder if it was too late to reclaim the trust he had lost and if the price of silence might ultimately be the loss of everything he had ever loved.